I ain't seen the feed pop up yet. Oh, there we go. I need to share this in a couple spots. Send this out to my brothers in Be the Power. Fuck it, we gonna send it to everybody black today. They ain't all gonna let it go, but we gonna put it. We sending it to every black page. Just see, they all gonna turn it down. See, the black fathers, they gonna turn it down. I ain't worried about them. They don't like nothing. They don't like nothing but clown shit over there. We even gonna do the Detroit crime and homicide. We gonna put them in it. ADOS news. We're gonna put them in it. Black history facts, we need them. People standing against white supremacy, we're gonna put them in it. I'm calling them out because when they don't put us up on the page, fuck them. Real Talk 50 and over, we gonna put them in it. The legacy and wisdom of Malcolm X, we're gonna put them in it. Black Nation, we're gonna put them in it. Empowerment for reparations, we're gonna put them in it. Reparation is time to pay us what you owe us, we're gonna put them in it. Descendants of chattel slavery, we're gonna put them in it. We're gonna put them all in it. But see, they won't share this live, or they won't let this live go up on their page. But a lot of these pages will put clown shit on their page. Human Perspectives 101, I know them. Texas chattel slavery reparations. Let's get it. Just keeping it real. Okay, so you need to be in on this live. We live now. Black liberation videos and books. Okay, this is a video. You in. And who else we using? Who we got? We got NAASD, Los Angeles group. They in. I say everybody ain't gonna put it up. Reparations New Hub Good. I don't know who that is. So they're not getting in. This is a nigga that don't watch my live, so he's calling me on the fucking phone right now. What up, nigga? This is a motherfucker. You getting cooked right now, nigga. You on the live, so don't try to back the fuck out. You on the Bluetooth and every motherfucking thing. I'm putting every black page up on the live right now. Bruh, it's not you. Yep, it's y'all. Y'all in there right now. ADOS Texas. Let's get it. Everybody in there. I'm putting everybody black just got a hit on this live. I know most of them ain't gonna put it up because they really ain't black. They like to say they black, but they really ain't black. But I got a black right here. I got a black Jack. What up, baby?
Hey, what's going on, baby? Unapologetically black all day.
Shit. You know,
FBA, all that good stuff, baby.
I don't even understand some of the initials sometimes, but I say fuck it. If you black and you black first, fuck it. Let's get it, cause I gotta really talk about some things. My brother got on last night, brother Naheem of Be the Power. He got on last night and he gave me my content for this morning. Because these brothers is deep. They deep with the education, Jack. They deep with the data. They deep, right? They deep in politics, right? Yes, he started talking about fixtures. And he was speaking specifically about Bernie, but we're going to talk about some other fixtures, not just Bernie, not just the white fixtures, but the black ones too. So, you know, I'm going to focus on us and us bettering ourselves before I just focus on the white man who already ain't bettering us. So the second thing that he was talking about, when he was talking about the fixtures and all that stuff, but how we're not galvanized. There's all these different factions out here. You got Tariq, you got Professor Black Truth, you got Black Authority, you got Sonetta, you got Pharaoh, you got
Red Pill, Blue Pill.
Red Pill, Blue Pill. You got all these different groups who are speaking black, but we not galvanized. And he gave the perfect analogy, because I still ain't seen the motherfucker yet, dog. He gave the perfect analogy of the verses. He said, we out here looking like Dipset and the white folks looking like the Locks. Perfect analogy, dog, because that's all I keep seeing is Dipset was not organized. They were not a unit. They looked good individually, but they were not a unit. Whereas the Locks came out and they looked like the SW1s and shit. They looked like the Black Panthers. They was lockstep. But Dipset was a whole bunch of individuals that they put together. You know what Dipset was an all-star team.
Yeah.
And the Locks was them Pistons in 89 and 90. And them Pistons in 2004, 2005. You know, they just came with it. No stars. No, we had some stars, but we didn't have one big star and everybody played around him. We just had a whole bunch of motherfuckers who could play solid, you know. And I took that. You like that segue. I'm getting better with my shit, Jack. It's been a while since you've been on with me. I took that to the sports realm because you know that's what it takes to build a team. You can't build a team with one fucking star. You build a team with five individuals. It's for you. It's five individuals on the floor. And who can come off and support those five individuals and then execute accordingly. That's what a team is. It's not just one motherfucker getting the ball and getting out the way. And that's what we got a lot of in politics right now. So, you know, what's good with you, baby? I just wanted to just kind of give me my lead in. You called me and I was like, when he called early in the morning, I already know he went to shits. So I got to answer. But I got to let the nigga know I'm live too so I don't have to, you know. But what's good with you?
Oh, man, I just see that I'm on here because I would love to just speak about, I think one of the divides that we have is we got the grassroots.
Yeah.
You know,
yep.
We got some brothers out here on the grassroots who really out here putting in the work, who
yep.
are really involved in the community.
Yep.
And I think that we do not back those folks enough.
Now,
I think the guys that are out here really making it happen, and bless their hearts, because majority of them do it because that's what they do.
Right.
They're not looking for a necessary gain politically,
right.
socially.
Right.
They just do it because that's who they are.
Right. Right.
On the other hand, you got our so-called little political guys out here, and I'm trying to figure out where do y'all be at? You know, where is the Boule crowd? Where they at in Washington County? I ain't seen them at none of my tournaments. I ain't seen none of them at Park Ridge. If I did, they were there spectating. They weren't getting involved.
Right.
Now, I will give a little bit of a shout out to the sisters, to the Soros sisters.
Okay.
Because I have seen them get involved on some ground level things. So shout out to the couple Soros that I know that I've personally witnessed get on the ground and get their hands dirty a little bit. But see, some of the problem is, in my opinion, you got your upper echelon. They don't want to get their hands dirty.
Oh no, they don't. And the crazy thing is, it's all the same crowd. See, we already know Washington County ain't but a spoonful of us really out here. You know, in Ann Arbor, you got about 7,500 black folks. In Ypsilanti, it's 20%. I don't know exactly what Ypsilanti's population is, but Ypsilanti is about 20% black folks. So whatever that equates to, you know, between the two, maybe I'll get the actual number before we get up out of here. But you got to figure that faction of black people between Ann Arbor and Ypsi really makes Washington County move as far as we're concerned as a collective. Because ain't no black people in Chelsea, ain't no black people in Manchester, ain't no black people in Saline, ain't no black people in Whitmore Lake, you know. So really where the black people are in Washington County is in Ann Arbor and Ypsilanti. And you can't find 500 black folks to move in lockstep in Washington County. 27 black churches over on the south side. 27 black churches over on the south side, and we have no political power to be able to bring politicians here and sit their ass down and listen to what we need in Ypsilanti. But then you get these persons over in Ypsi, they want to be the committee man. They want to be the council man. They want to be the mayor. They want to be the president. They want to be every motherfucking thing, but y'all don't want to galvanize 27 pastors who's got 27 sets of coffers, who's got all these people every Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, whenever, and say, look, for us to gain some political power out here, we need y'all to bring y'all parishioners. Because 27 black churches, it ain't all the same people going to 27 black churches. That's 27 different factions of people.
Yep.
You know?
I think some of it, and just from my end, like, I guess I can speak from my end. Right now, so just kind of quickly, I switched over from Bates Fundamentals to Common Bond now. I'm coaching at Common Bond now.
Okay.
Now, for the record,
okay,
there is no beef between us and Bates. There's no bad blood. I'm rooting for the program. I'm a cheerleader for the program. I got personal relationships with coaches, players, parents, everything over there.
Okay.
So and God bless DJ, because the man has got a lot on his plate.
Yeah.
A whole lot on his plate.
Yeah.
So
he's dealing with a $1 billion situation.
Yes. So kudos to him, and keep doing what he's doing.
Absolutely.
And I got his back.
Absolutely.
24/7.
Absolutely.
But for us, we needed to get the younger generation going.
Yeah.
He's concentrating on the older group.
Right.
You know me, I'm all about the youth at the end of the day.
You a feeder. You a feeder. See, yeah. You've been feeding Bates. Now you see what what the feeding has bloomed. Now you got to go back and get them young ones again, because they're not all at Bates. Let's keep it real. He started this after his son, the Amani Bates. So just so everybody's not in the dark, because I am outside of Washtenaw County on some of this shit. So outside of Washtenaw County, people don't know really what we're talking about. The person that he's been talking about is the #1 high school basketball player. I'm sorry, #1 NBA prospect for 2023 that's in Washtenaw County. And you've been working with these people all this time. So you put up all them disclaimers for the Washtenaw County motherfuckers. But just to let you know, they hate me, so they really not watching right now. So the most motherfuckers that you're going to catch here is scrolling by, and they might see me like just not really saying anything. Then they hear your voice, be like, oh, he interviewing somebody. So they might chime in. But who we really talking to is people outside of the state. I'm from Tokyo to Tucson on this one platform. I mean, I get people from all over the world on this one platform. I can't get 10 people to listen in Washtenaw County, and that's why we kind of stuck. But that's okay, because we moving in other areas. We got Florida and Georgia to check in every day. We got West Virginia and Tennessee to check in every day. Mississippi checking in every day. Every single day, every single stream. Washtenaw County, not so much. Fuck them, but I get it. So EJ is the father of Amani Bates, and they have, is it called Bates Fundamental or Bates Fundamental Athletic?
Bates Fundamental.
Bates Fundamental.
That's the name of the organization.
Yeah. So understanding you've been with them all this time, but I noticed, I'm like, damn, all their teams is older. So if they're going to go like full kind of AAU-ish kind of with it, they need them younger ones. But he can't really focus on that because he got $1 billion situation happening here. And, you know.
I totally get it.
Yeah. So, so you going to go back and do that work and get them young ones. And when they ready for Bates Fundamentals, bam. I got you. Because Common Bond, that's where you started, right?
Well, I actually started at FIST. It was called FIST.
FIST, yes.
FIST, which was for Fostering Intellectual Social Training, is what it stood for.
Fostering Intellectual Social Training?
Social training, yeah.
You mean it didn't have anything to do with basketball? It didn't have anything to do with football?
To do with basketball.
Nothing. Really?
Nothing.
Oh, nothing. Okay. I thought you were just a coach. I thought I thought you what they say? They just give anybody a coach's shirt, huh? Yeah.
Hey, I tell them all the time, basketball is just a carrot, baby. That's all it is.
That's all it is.
That's all it is. This is way deeper. I tell my players and the parents, this is way deeper than basketball. We are training you for life. There is a war out on your black son. And if he is not properly prepared, he will fail. And as coaches, and I've heard about this to all the programs that I've been at, that we must do a better job of preparing these young men, because we're actually preparing the cream of the crop. Athletes get the best treatment from peers growing up. They get better treatment than the valedictorian, than anybody in school. The running back, the quarterback, the point guard. Nobody gets treated better than them in school. Nobody. So we have to do a better job in preparing these young people, especially this new generation, because you can't even coach the way you coached 20 years ago.
Oh no,
you can't coach that.
No.
It's a different parenting. These children, I'm just gonna say it because I say it to my parents. This new generation, good parents are breeding soft ass children. Now, they're not bad children. I love them. But this new parenting is breeding a soft child at the end of the day. And that's going to hurt some of them later on in life, because life is going to take a spin as an adult. We got to prepare these guys to perform under duress. Perform when you're tired. Perform when you hurt. DTE don't want to hear about your back hurts. I tell them that all the time. I said, y'all don't understand that right now. I said, but trust and believe, one day you will get it. So my thing is, I go out, I go to the nightclubs, I go hang out. But when it's time to be at practice, when it's time to be at them games, I'm there early.
Right.
At the end of the day.
Right.
So some of my challenge to my black brethren is, whether it's coaching, whether it's mentoring, whatever it is, get your ass out there and get your hands dirty with your people at the end of the day. Put your money up, put your time up. You got all the time in the world. Go to the little club and whether it be gentleman club or whatever it may be. Spend some time with the youth in your community. It's needed now more than ever.
Start with your own kids. Let's start there. We ain't gonna jump over that. Like we ain't gonna leave that elephant just sitting in the room. Start with your own kids, and then go from there.
And understanding with your own children, because as a personal experience, sometimes your children don't take the lead. At the end of the day, they let other children come in and take advantage of what you do. At the end of the day, so I do think that some of that is a sliding curve, because sometimes you just have rebellious children that say, hey, you know what? Dad's a straight shooter, but I'm not going to be a straight shooter just because, So I believe that you do, because I tell parents all the time, having two parents doesn't have the same odds that it did 50 years ago. You had two parents 50 years ago, you were pretty much clean, good to go.
Right.
Nowadays, two parents is not enough to keep these young black men and women focused.
Here's the thing.
It takes a village now more than ever.
And I want you to expound on that, because taking two parents 50 years ago and two parents today should still work, but the reason it doesn't, you don't have one ideology. You had two parents with one ideology. Now you got two parents with two ideologies, and sometimes those parents are actually still together. So when you got parents with two different ideologies, like you said, dad's a straight shooter. Now I don't know what's your definition on this one as a straight shooter, because if dad's a straight shooter and you ain't following dad's lead, then that must mean mom's a harlot and you must be following her lead. So where's dad as a straight shooter, and what's mom doing? If dad ain't good and being straight, where's the influence of that mom right there?
Yep.
That's a problem.
And to me, that's where the village comes in at, is because mom and dad are working, the bills are higher, you want to maintain a good life for yourself and for your children. But that requires working overtime. And now basically you got the TV and video games are raising your children at this point.
Yeah.
So if they're not in an extracurricular activity, then we are doing our children just such a disservice, because the other races, they're not with all these distractions.
Right.
They're focused.
Right.
They're teaching their children young at the end of the day.
Right.
So I think some of that weighs in as well. But like I said, my challenge to people, to my black brothers and my black sisters, is get out here, get your hands dirty with your community, whichever faction that you want to hit them with. You know, like I said, if you're smart, if you got some medical knowledge and education, okay, we'll start mentoring people, hey, how to be a doctor or how to be a nurse. You know, use what you learn. And it's one of the most greatest sayings that I heard, and I heard this from Professor Blacktrue: success without a successor is a failure.
What is the point of you getting all the knowledge, having it all to yourself, if you can't push that knowledge on to somebody else?
Yes, exactly. That's my thing. And it's like the baby boomers. Yep, I gotta attack you, dang on baby boomers. You cannot blame the next generation for how they are when they are a reflection of what you did or didn't do. So I think my problem with the baby boomers is, I think they kind of got caught up when, after civil rights, you know, we were able to, you know, go to school with white folks, go work with black folks, you know, go live in their neighborhoods. And I think the baby boomers forgot about the war, because we were included a little bit. So now that they're included, I grew up in a neighborhood. I went to Lincoln Lincoln Elementary and early L. I went to Ann Arbor High School. I grew up, my parents moved me. Both my parents worked. They were married. They moved me to a all-white neighborhood. I grew up getting called nigger almost every other day, to the point where I had to fight for my respect at the end of the day, just to be like, hey, you know, I'm not going to take this no more. Because you got to remember, back in the 80s, wasn't no PlayStation, wasn't no social media, wasn't no cable TV. You went outside. Ain't no sitting in the house back in the 80s. You went outside. So my parents, in their intention, they thought they were doing the best thing for me at the end of the day. But that's why sometimes I think bullies are necessary evils at the end of the day, because one thing about a bully, when you're getting bullied young, you're going to figure out what type of person you are young. Am I going to be a punk and say, oh, go in the house and say, oh, my mama, they're calling me nigger. Oh, I don't want to go outside. Or I'm going to man up and punch somebody in the mouth and say, hey, we ain't going to do this no more. I'm not taking this no more. So I think that's where one example of where baby boomers might have missed it a little bit. It's because, and that's a classic situation. You know, my mama didn't teach me about Elijah Muhammad, Marcus Garvey, Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. Francis Westcrest Welsing. You know, you need to. Why are we not taught about these people at the end of the day? Denmark, BC, Toussaint Overture, John Dessalines. You know, you say these names to the children nowadays, they'll be like, who is that, a rapper?
Well,
no.
Here's the thing. And we talked a little bit about this. When they moved you to that all-white neighborhood, they felt as if they had escaped the bullshit.
Yes, sir.
And they had escaped it economically. But racially, they were putting you in it. See, wasn't nobody gonna walk out the house, and if they walking down the driveway, they ain't just gonna holler nigger at them. Where it's gonna come is in the schoolyards, on the playgrounds, and things like that. Because those white parents are calling black people nigger all up in their house, so they teaching their kid. Because a kid gonna walk up to what's that? What's a nigger? And then when they find out that a nigger is black person, the first black person they see, you're not gonna be Kenny Jackson, the new kid on the block. you going to be nigger. Because that's what they were taught at home. They might not even mean anything maliciously about it, but if that's the way black people are talked about in their home, they're going to take it outside their home. Because if Mr. Jones walks up to Mr. Jackson in the driveways and he calls him a nigger, Mr. Jackson going to drop his ass.
Oh, my daddy will drop you quick.
It'll drop you. And he knows, and they know that. But they kids, what their kids going to do is they going to go to the schoolyard and they going to talk that slick shit. And they going to talk that slick shit. And that's what you had to do on that level. It teaches you how to move when you have to deal with bullies and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I say all that just to say, again, we just got to do a better job, man, of getting out here, getting our hands dirty in this community a little bit. I mean, we got a battle that I think we can win. You know, as a coach, you know, I got the never say die attitude. We're going to fight to the end.
Absolutely.
And no matter what, we're going down swinging at the end of the day. We ain't going to go down begging.
Right.
We ain't going to go down buck dancing.
Right.
That's not how I teach it at the end of the day. That's not my philosophy. My philosophy, and let me put this out there right now. I am take a piece from Dr. Martin Luther King. I judge people by the content of their character all day long.
We ain't got nothing to do with no color. We ain't got nothing to do with no color no more. It's about your character. It's about your character. It's about your character. You know, we only get specific when we talk about character, when we talk about reparations and shit. We don't. I mean, there's one specific people that need reparations. Everything else is built on character. We fuck with people based on character, not color. You try to base all your life just building with people based on color, you're going to fucking lose. Because one of the things that I learned, and I know people go by this now, I keep saying, you know, in the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he had it wrong, and Brother Malcolm had it wrong. Really, I think Brother Malcolm had it wrong until he came back from Mecca. He understood once he came back from Mecca.
Yeah.
We can build a black nation, but we still working with their laws. So if we don't get politically fit, they can freeze us out. See, that's why I fuck with some of the ideology about moving down south. I get it. But then if we do all of that, are we going to take all the textiles, all the resources and have them there? Or are we just going to have a part? See, I've never dove really deep into everybody moving back to the south, or hell, everybody moving north. You had one brother talking about black people should just take over Texas. No. We built this whole motherfucker, so we should be able to dwell and do business in this whole motherfucker. Now I understand getting to where we need to be so we can all work collectively. But see, what we're gonna learn is we're gonna deal with snakes no matter what. It's about a person's character more so than just their color. Because we got some of the biggest snakes that look just like us. We got some of the biggest snakes look just like us in politics. So it don't even matter anymore about we got to get black politicians. No, we don't. We got to get politicians with good character to advocate for black folks. And
it's off subject, but on subject. What happened to lift every voice, man? What happened? You know, you had your bootleg coons and all your little tap dancers, you know, talking about tell us to wait and y'all just gotta wait and we just gotta get Trump out and all this, trying to figure out what are we waiting for. And this is a question that I would like to pose. And I think this is a great platform to pose this question. So if we do not receive any legislation,
You broke it up. You broke up. You might be out. You out working. Come back in. Did I lose him? You either hit your mute button or you out in the stick somewhere. Yeah, we lost it. See, when he started talking shit, here we go. Hold on, we connecting again. Make sure your connection's good. Your connection good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm out here in the country.
I know. I figured you was out in the stick. So here's the thing. All it did was I called, you said, where are the Boule, this, that, and the other, and where are they after Lift Every Voice? And then you basically went blank. So just to clarify,
the last part I wanted to say is, we were told to wait. We were told, we just got to get Trump out. If black people do not get any policy, any legislation, or any executive order, why should we vote Democratic in the next election? And I think that has to be articulated to black folks. I think that needs that and especially the youth at the end of the day. That we need to do a better. We can't just keep this. You just got to vote Democratic. You just and I'm not saying vote Republican. I'm just saying, hey, we haven't got anything since '65. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong here, Buff, but we haven't got nothing since no policy or legislation since 1965. That's a long time.
And or what was that right after they killed Dr. King, and they knew they had to sign some shit because they was about to tear the country up, whatever that shit was. But that all had to do with the same thing. The Civil Rights and the Voting Rights Act, that all had to do with the same shit. And hell, it had just been talked about 100 years before when slavery was over. So really, what happened in 65 and what happened in 68 was no difference what happened in 1865 and what happened in 1868. It was the same shit.
And bless Dr. King, because I believe
absolutely
Dr. King, when in his intention, he was really fighting for black people first. And I think they forced his hand, and that's when we can start talking about the benign neglect with the Daniel Moynihan memos, which I'm sure people, go Google that, folks. Go Google the benign neglect, the Daniel Moynihan memos, where basically they worked Dr. King. They worked him because they said, okay, we'll give you civil rights, but you're going to take the emphasis off of black people and you're going to include everybody else. You're going to include brown people, red people. You're going to include the handicapped. You're going to include everybody else, and then we'll promote your civil rights at the end of the day. But I'm not going to give you nothing that's sold for black folks. So I think Martin was like, hey, well, I'm getting something, and that's the start at the end of the day. So, but they worked Martin.
I don't blame him for his strategy because he went with what he knew. What I do salute him with was his changing of the mind later in his life. See, most people still won't admit they love 1963 King, but they did not like 1967 King. We're talking about 4 calendars, dog. The whole landscape of Martin Luther King's following changed over 4 calendars. From 63 to 67, Martin was like, I mean, he did a 180. I hate when motherfuckers say he did a 360. No, motherfucker, that's turned all the way around and he looking at the same thing. What he did was he did a 180, goddammit.
And Dick Gregory, and this is what
here you go. Here you go. I thought you was about to go to work. When you bring up Dick, we about to be on the phone. God damn it, let me find another goddamn stick here. God damn it. Hold on a second.
You know how I am about Dick Gregory. You know I love that man.
Boy.
So rumor has it, King was going to do a Christmas boycott.
What?
Yeah. He was going to tell them, he wasn't going to tell black folks. That was part of Poor People's Campaign. See, that's where they would, because he basically said, hey, look, we all poor at the end of the day. So come join in with us. So rumor has it, I'm not going to say that's official. Rumor has it, he was going to shut down Christmas and say, hey, you know what? Don't nobody go buy nothing, goddammit. And back then, what was it? 65% of the whole retail of the retail market was in that little 30, 45 day period.
Oh yeah, it was from Black Friday. It was from Black Friday to Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
It was from Black Friday to Christmas Eve, and they didn't have obviously all the sensationalism of it, but basically families got together at Thanksgiving, and you stayed unified all the way to the New Year. So that's about a 45-day period. You figured a few days after Christmas and a few days between Thanksgiving and beginning of New Year's, or December. That time period, shit. You talking about the money that was spent in America was spent right there in that period. Everybody saved up. Everybody saved up for Christmas funds. Every bank, you got a bank account, you had a Christmas fund. If you had a piggy bank, you had a piggy bank, and then you put this in your Christmas piggy bank. You wanted to have money for Christmas. Just one fucking holiday.
Yeah. And Harry Belafonte said before Dr. King died, "Hey, why are you so melancholy? What's going on, brother? What's wrong with you?" And Dr. King said, "I feel like I've entered my people into a burning house." He knew what he did, bro. He knew he messed up.
Here's the thing. When he said that shit, the camera should have been on him right then. Because I know he did an interview and he talked about it, but the camera should have been on him right then. Because if Harry Belafonte, and I know he's a thespian and all that, but we talking about real brothers talking, and he ain't even a freedman. Harry Belafonte, but he's been down by law with black folks. If he's talking to Martin like that, can you imagine what Martin Luther King must have been looking like? Because that was his boy. That was his boy. All they, they was all cool and shit. You know, all them.
Yeah, Belafonte was funding some of that back then.
Funding him. He was making the bread to be able to fund the shit. Not getting donations. Martin didn't have to get no tithes and offerings. Harry Belafonte was like, "What are you trying to do?" I got the bread. I got the bread. And it wasn't none of this. Yeah. No, they don't tell us that. Now we got to get GoFundMes and shit. Now we got to get, donations and this, that, and the other. You had one celebrity funding the goddamn civil rights movement back then. And I know that there was other bread coming in from other people, but the number one motherfucker that was out there, that's another reason they don't like to fuck with Bill. Bill was funding the civil rights movement too. Bill was funding the civil rights movement. Sidney Poitier was doing the movement too. Sam Cooke. All them motherfuckers, man, that was getting bread like that were funding the civil rights movement. And they was taking brothers up out them perms and them conks, and everybody started picking their shit out. I try to tell people, look at Martin in 63, and then look at him at the end of his life. He was starting to let that little natural grow out. He was letting his edges grow out a little bit, covering his ears a little bit. Wasn't long, shit, dog. It wasn't long. But Martin was like, "Yeah, go ahead and just give me that taper, bro. Go ahead and give me that taper. We letting this natural grow out." Then you go and look at all the people around him. Jesse didn't start growing his afro out till Martin started growing his shit out. And I don't know if Jesse is native. Is Jesse native? Dude, Jesse got that. He got that hair. Jesse might be an Indian. Look at Jesse's hair back in the 60s.
I think Jesse's foundation.
You see his hair though? You see his hair back in the 60s?
Yep.
His hair back in the 60s, he looked like that light-skinned dude in Fifth Dimension. His shit was kind of straight.
Jesse might have some Cherokee or something.
I think he got some Cherokee in him, and if that's the case, I get it. But Jesse's shit was kind of wavy. Now you look at Jesse's shit, and you look at Ralph Abernathy's shit. Now Jesse had, you know what I'm saying? That's two different kinds of foundationals. That's two different natives. You know what I'm saying? They might be both freedmen, but Ralph had to wet his comb and shit to get through his shit. Ralph had to wet his comb and shit. You know what I'm saying? Shit. And Jesse could just lick the inside of his hand and just rub his shit down and shit.
I am somebody.
I am somebody, goddammit. With a good head of hair. So we was in that shit. We was talking about the Christmas fund, credit union. This is where black people really got familiar with credit unions. because you put that little money in your credit union, and that was separate from your bank. Remember how old people would think if they put a little money over here and then they got their money in their bank account, like the government won't know, like they hiding some shit. They got a credit union account, then they got the bank account, and they would put $1 in that motherfucker. They put $2 in that motherfucker. But by the time Christmas come, you got some bread in there. Everything was driven towards Christmas. And if Martin was trying to shut Christmas down, that alone will get a motherfucker killed. What if somebody was powerful enough? Here's the thing. Check this out. You in it? You still here?
Yes, I'm here, still here. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What if Jeff Bezos said, I ain't delivering shit between Black Friday and New Year's Day unless you do something for black folks? You think the government would move then? He would shut this bitch down. Jeff Bezos has the power to shut this bitch down. If you don't do something for black folks, on the real sum. Now, Frida, he ain't gonna die. Jeff, go ahead.
Instead of doing that, he gave your cousin, the crybaby, what did he give him, $100 million?
Look, man. When he gave that motherfucker with the serial killer glasses $100 million for doing nothing, Van Jones got them serial killer glasses. Only serial killers wear them little beady-eyed glasses like that. Crying motherfucker. Gave him $100 million. Say, you go do what you want to with it. Because he knows he is not going to effectively do anything for black people. He's a safe black. And he gave that to a safe black, just like he gave it to a safe Latino. The other $100 million he gave to Chef Jose, he looked like a white dude. He's a white Latino. He ain't going to the barrio with that $100 million. He ain't going to the barrio. He going up in the hills with that motherfucker. But see, Jeff Bezos, he done stepped away from Amazon. This is where I'm with it, Free. I know you said he's dead if we do it. No, that's why he took the seat. You notice how all these CEOs, they done got out the paint. All the CEOs done got out the paint because they know if these companies start getting taken over, they got their bread. So they step aside, let somebody else be the lightning rod. Jeff Bezos can be off in a motherfucker. The nigga just went to outer space. If you don't think Jeff Bezos can get out of Dodge at the moment's notice, he'd be like, look, we need to build another spaceship. We ain't really going to space, but we just got to get the fuck up out of here. I think Jeff Bezos can do that. He's got that kind of money. So what if he said, I'm not doing shit. We're not moving shit. Put it on the postal office. Put it on UPS. Put it on FedEx to deliver all this shit. Those systems would crash. Amazon rules the shipping world now. The post office using Amazon. FedEx using Amazon. UPS using Amazon. Everybody that delivers using them to deliver. So if he said, I don't want to deliver shit, we need motherfuckers with power like that who are going to advocate for black people. Because a politician ain't shit without power. So I need the politician that's got Jeff Bezos' ear and be like, look, dog, to really get some shit done, we need to stop this shit. Let all them goddamn packages line up at the loading dock in the White House and they be like, what's going on back here? We can't get out. Because Amazon ain't picked up in a week. Well, what's going on? Well, haven't you heard? The grassroots got Jeff Bezos' ear, and he said he's not doing shit until you listen to black folks. And then Joe Biden gonna crawl up to the Oval Office and call Jim Clyburn and be like, Jimmy, what's going on, Jimmy?
Not Jim Bojangles. That's Jim Bojangles Clyburn. No.
He's like, Jimmy, stop frying that goddamn fish. Jimmy, hurry up, get to the phone. He gonna wonder what's going on. Jimmy Clyburn gonna try to round up the Negroes. Jimmy ain't gonna know what's going on, so Jimmy gonna call Maxine. They gonna call Maxine about 3 o'clock in the morning. She gonna think she on a Zoom call. She gonna run and put one of her wigs on and shit, and be like, "Okay, hold on a second. Give me a minute. Let me get this straight."
Good trouble. Hey, did y'all say good trouble? Who want to get in some good trouble?
God bless the dead. Good trouble is gone. God bless the dead. Because we know if he was still here, he'd be shuffling and shit and looking back and forth like what we gonna do? What we gonna do? We heading to Edmonds? We heading to Edmonds Pettis? What we gonna do? Motherfuckers.
And I made my comment about brother John Lewis, and I made a comment about him. And do you know I upset some of the baby boomers so bad that I was told I couldn't come get no plate no more.
I was a part of that post at the very end. I was a part of that post at the very end, so there weren't that many comments, so I didn't get too many notifications after that. Oh yeah, I'm not even sure if you're black anymore. I'm gonna let you know that right now. I'm not even sure if you're black anymore. Dog, you got rolled out of that post. I mean, you had the Boulets coming for you. You had Kojic. You had New Hope, Second Baptist. You had everybody. They was on your trail. They like, you see Kenny? Let me know. If you see Kenny, let me. You had motherfuckers upset, dog, when you said something about Good Trouble. When you said something about, they was like, oh no, because they always want to show him with that mugshot photo. I try to tell people right now, that's a different motherfucker. The dude with that mugshot photo and the dude that you see everybody around here with, that everybody gets mixed up with Cummings, like you had two bald-headed politicians, and they mix their photos up every time. They were like, oh, this is John Lewis. I'm like, no, that's Cummings. Oh, this is Cummings, not John Lewis. Nah, man. Like, you know, I mean, but they put his mugshot photo up, and they want everybody to respect that shit. We know that, brother. We know that, Freedom Rider. But at the end of his career and at the end of his life, he wasn't screaming power to the people. He was screaming DACA. He was screaming stop Asian hate.
Come on, man.
He was screaming a whole different situation.
He told the George Floyd uprising to calm down. What are y'all getting? This is not the way you handle this. You know? So it's like, hey, I mean, if we gonna tell the truth, like my homeboy Big Bun told me, we ain't gonna tell it. We gonna tell the truth. We ain't gonna tell a story.
And that's what most people like. They like a story. They don't necessarily have to have the truth. They don't necessarily have to have it be real. I mean, they would rather have a story, and that's where TV programming. That's where TV programming has gotten us. That's where social media has gotten us. Media. You know what I'm saying? Because when we just socialized, that's one thing. When we just watched TV just for the special that came on, that's one thing. But when we started watching TV in such a way where it was teaching us the way to live, that was a problem. When we started looking at the internet as a way of this is how we're going to live, that's a problem. You got to be able to pick this shit up and put it down because you still got to get back out there in the street and live your life. And we're not living our life the way we're supposed to be living our life. I mean, he kept wanting to bring up something that happened in the 60s. Dude, that happened in the 60s and you're still talking about it today? That means we haven't moved far. Why does everything that everybody brings up, well, that's not what Dr. King would have said. Well, that's not what Dr. King would have done. We ain't had nobody since Dr. King say something positive in black culture. And wait a minute, goddammit. How you gonna quote the motherfucker y'all killed? Don't quote the motherfucker y'all killed. God damn.
And who ain't gonna Dr. King? Because most of y'all little Sambo bootlicking MFers wouldn't be riding with King. Y'all, King wasn't like that. He was a troublemaker. You know, why are you coming in here, stirring up white folks? You know, so that's the thing. Like Muhammad Ali, why do y'all act like y'all most of y'all sports guys, y'all wouldn't be a Muhammad Ali fan back then. He wasn't liked by everybody like that. So quit playing.
Draft dodger, loudmouth coon, this, that, and the other, pretty nigger. He got called all kinds of shit. Now Muhammad Ali is one of the most loved people in the world. They hated Muhammad Ali.
Come on, man.
They hated him.
Come on, man.
Calling him a draft dodger because he didn't believe in going over somewhere and killing poor people. He's like, shit, if I want to kill 4 people, I can do that right here.
Ain't no Viet Cong ever called me nigga.
Never. Never. And now you go to a Vietnam store, you might get called nigger. You might get shot. And they're not gonna do shit to you. We got Vietnamese motherfuckers over here shooting 6-year-old boys in Washington County. See? Ain't no Viet Cong ever called me nigger, but a Viet Cong shot a 6-year-old boy in Washington County. See how shit went? See, if he would have bowed down, and went over there just like a lot of people went over there, because I'm not saying motherfuckers were simps to go to Vietnam. They didn't have the resources to fight the way Muhammad Ali did, and he still lost 3 years of his life, 3 years of his career, 3 years of his prime. You have to understand how damaging that was for Muhammad Ali. 3 years in the prime of his life. What that 3 years would equate now? That 3 years right now might equate $500 million for a fighter like him.
Oh yeah, easy.
$500 million. Now what did Floyd do? Floyd just fought a fucking asshole and got $100 million. He wasn't even a fighter. What would Muhammad Ali get if he was out here fighting motherfuckers, online influencers and shit for pay-per-view?
Right.
He'd get $500 million.
Easy.
Age appropriate and all that shit. I ain't asking him to come out there at 78 and shit, shaking and shit like a leaf. I'm talking about when he's in his fucking prime. Taking them goddamn shots the way he took them shots back in the day. They didn't even have the care. He had CTE and Parkinson's and all that shit well before he was even diagnosed.
Yeah.
We could see he had lost his charisma. He had lost his swag. He's talking slow. His mouth always seemed swollen up. They just wanted him to keep talking. They loved when he kept talking. They knew what was going on with him. They knew his brain was freezing up.
Yep. They knew all that.
But he wasn't loved. He wasn't loved until he damn near set the Olympics on fire, holding that motherfucking torch and shit. Couldn't get that goddamn torch up to the wick. He holding that motherfucker. I'm like, God damn it, Cassius, don't drop that motherfucker. You about to set the whole stadium on fire. Shit.
Oh, man.
Yeah, they didn't love him, man. They didn't love him until he was powerless.
Yeah.
And Dr. Claude said that being black and impoverished is the worst. It's the worst because you can have money and not have power. You can have power and not have money. But if you black, we already know you at the bottom, Cass. If you impoverished, you doubly at the bottom. So you can be black and powerful or black and wealthy and still not be able to move the needle. But being black and impoverished, your ass is up under everything. You have no shot to get out.
Yes, you're right. Well, hey, Buff, man, I gotta get pulled up. Get ready to go in here. Got some critters we gotta go grab, and I got a bat job I gotta go do. So
you on a real mission and shit. Well, just shit, nigga, slip your suit on, put your mask on, do what you gotta do out here, and
all that keep doing what you're doing, Buff. I'm proud of you. I love you, my brother. You one of the real ones that we need out here.
Appreciate you, dog. Appreciate you.
I got your back, and if you need anything, man, you let me know.
I appreciate you, dog. I know you inadvertently called me this morning just to talk shit, but we was gonna talk an hour anyway, so we just got it in on the air. So I'll holler at you on the other side.
For sure, man.
All right, bro. Be safe.
Yep.
One love. So that was inadvertent. He calls me every now and then in the morning time, and we talk. I don't usually be on a live. I just happened to get on a live this morning, and it was the right motherfucker to talk to. So, da-da-dee-da-da-da. Oh, dope. They moving shit. But where we are now, and I really wasn't planning to be on here much more at an hour, more than an hour. So I'm not gonna stay long because that just happened to happen, and I really want to get into, and I think we touched on people being in office that if they're not working for us, we can't have fixtures. The whole point of this clip was fixtures in the halls. And we need to fix the fixtures in the halls because the people going to be in politics and they're going to be there for long tenures. We're going to keep voting them in. They got to do shit for us. If they're not, they shouldn't become a fixture. Because a fixture is something that is set in place basically to be there for permanent. It's a fixture. You heard the term permanent fixture. We got political fixtures and they're not doing shit for us. That's crazy. Shout out to Ford Cargo 420. They kept me going on this stream with what, 1, 2, 2.5 hemp sticks. Actually, I don't even think it was 2.5 because I don't smoke my shit all the way down to the filter, half, and then I get rid of it and I come back and get it. So that's probably about two full ones. Like I said, I got to keep moving on my stream. So I need high quality hemp to be able to do that. Cargo 420, they have hemp, they have cannabis, they have all kinds of shit. Check it out, cargo420.com. Make sure you, when you get into the site, leave your email for specials and things. You know, you never know. The Cargo 420 bus might be coming through your town. You want to jump on that bus if you see that bus. You want to jump on that bus. You want to scan, let them know where you are and where you see the bus and ask them, can you get on? Don't just try to jump on it. Don't get fucked up. But you want to get on that bus. If you can get a ride on the Cargo 420 bus, okay. You done did some things. But yeah, that was just an inadvertent phone call that turned into something. So he fucked this all up. I'm really getting tired of T-Mobile already. I'm really getting tired of them already. T-Mobile bought Sprint, and they be on some bullshit. They're going to have me searching because I have no loyalty to T-Mobile, especially since, like, really nothing applies from Sprint. It's everything's different. You ain't going to bully me, motherfucker. You get what you get. If we book a Florida run, oh yeah, that would be crazy. And it's gonna happen. It's not if, it's when. Somebody will book a Florida run. Absolutely. Absolutely. So we just got to get people that are going to move for us and with us. And if not, then we just don't fuck with them. That's just the way it goes. That's just the way it goes. If they don't move for us and with us, we don't fuck with them. That's just that. That's just that. We don't fuck with them. I mean, black people vote in lockstep as Democratic. It's useless at this point. Absolutely useless. If they know that you're just going to vote for them and they don't have to do shit for you, and you're willing to do that, that's on you. But they're going to lose. And then there'll just be Republicans in office until we figure out there's either another party or we find a Republican politician that says, I really want to get elected. I think we build another a party. Republicans might get a run, but if enough people get behind an independent, walk away from the Democrats, pull away from the Republicans, because there's a lot of people that aren't real happy with some of the Republican shit too. And they'll jump if somebody makes sense. It's not going to be a Democrat because a lot of Democrats don't make sense. Most of them don't make sense. But it's okay. It could be a whole nother election cycle. Could be this next one. We'll see who comes out of the woodwork. But we see, and I'm going back because Sister Shana had the info last night. I did not know that Nina Turner had been a staunch opponent of reparations. And now that I've learned that, I'm going to go back and look at her history because I was riding for Nina. I was thinking, because I heard her say something positive about reparations with Tim Black. So now I got to go back and find those videos, and I got to go back and find before. See, if she was riding with Bernie, that basically means she was against reparations. If she was riding with Bernie like that, she was against reparations. You're not gonna get the black vote, Nina. If you saying you against reparations, you're not gonna get the black vote. You'll get some black folks to vote for you, but you're not going to get the black vote. Sorry. I heard she was basically against it. So if she was against reparations, she sealed her own fate. She only lost by 4,000 votes. She only lost by 4,000 votes. Yep. She was stalled, and the way they kept beating her up about Medicare for all and all that shit, saying that she was against it, and oh boy was for it. That was a Bernie thing. But they made it look like she was against it. So she was kind of in opposition to Bernie. They tore her campaign all to shreds. I got it. But I did not know that she was against reparations. And how did I know that? Oh, yeah, I'm going to do some homework on that. Yeah, I see why you lost, girl. And you're a pastor. You're a pastor who's against reparations. That sounds like Bernie Bush. I said he didn't even vote. He used to tell his parishioners, I don't even vote. I don't vote. Yeah, now that I know what I know about 501c3s, I know why you don't vote, bruh. Don't matter. You can't do politics. You can't politic. Only with your parishioners. They do parishioner politicking. Boy, they been killing Dipset. Been killing Dipset. I gotta go ahead and watch the shit. I gotta be attentive because they said there's certain little shit in there that Jada did. It was kind of greasy. You gotta be watching it to really enjoy it. So I ain't had time to slow down like that and be able to do that. But I gotta watch that shit. I gotta watch it. But yeah, man, that was a good morning session there. That was a good morning session. Morning yoke. Black Jack calls up. He just calling to shoot the shit. But I know he don't watch the videos like, I'd want him to, or he'd have knew I was live already. He probably gonna check now and be like, let me see if that motherfucker on live. I don't know if I got an hour to spend with his ass. I probably fucked up his breakfast and everything. He's on the way to the gig. But it's all good. Free, appreciate you in here. I ain't seen nobody else in the chat, Free. So if anybody been here, they ain't said shit, whether they've been on YouTube, been on Facebook, I ain't seen nothing else. I know the feed got picked up on several pages. It got picked up on several pages. Shout out to Ypsilanti area discussion for picking up the live. Ann Arbor Politics did not pick up the live. So shout out to them. Maybe I didn't have my disclaimer that I'd be cussing or I'd be smoking hemp. Maybe I didn't have that in there. They don't like to put my shit up when I don't say I'm gonna cuss, even though they know I'm gonna cuss and they know I'm gonna smoke hemp in the car. It's all good. But shout out to Ypsilanti area discussion. We trying to get y'all politics right in Ypsi. Well, not y'all, us. I'm right here in Ypsi. We need to get the politics right. City council sucks. The mayor sucks. We need to get that straightened out. Told you the best politician I think MC got right now might be the chief of police. And I don't need him to be the best politician. But he seems fair. And he don't seem like he's fucking over black people. I'd like to see a few more apprehensions on these shooters. So I don't know if you got to put some more boots on the ground. I don't know if you got to get some help from the WCSO, seeing that they've been driving around a lot, doing nothing but speed trapping. Can y'all please stop trying to stop people for fucking speeding tickets and go solve fucking crimes over in Ypsilanti? Solve them. East Ypsi on back. Get right there to Wayne, Washtenaw border where Canton is and work your way back. You ain't picked up a shooter all year. And you just gave the other motherfuckers fucking slaps on the wrist for shooting up a neighborhood for a week. I know. Everybody, you know, we hit them early. They hadn't had their coffee. They hadn't had their sausage McMuffin with egg. You know what I'm saying? So maybe they just, you know, they're just in here just chilling. Look, if you got 22 lurkers and you 23 and you talking, you got the floor. You got the floor. I'm gonna go ahead and tag Jack so he can go ahead and piss his faction of people off. He can go ahead and piss his faction of people right the fuck off. Go ahead and tag him. Bam. We wasn't talking about real estate, so I'm gonna cut that out. Bam. AKA Black Jack, AKA Jackavelli, AKA Coach Jackson. So yes, I'm looking to replace some fixtures, and I'm looking to clean some fixtures up. See, there's some fixtures that need to stay in place. They just got to get realigned. They just got to get the dust off knocked off of them. They just got to get that tarnish remover on them. They tarnished. We can get them right. But then there's some, they all shiny, they looking good, but they not working for us. We're going to take them off the mantle. And we're going to put their ass over in the second-hand shop. Because you know what that is. We take them politicians off the mantle, take them out of office, and put them in the second-hand shop. Put them in the Salvation Army of politics. They'll be on media shows. They'll do the media show circuit. They can talk about yesteryear, how they fucked up everything. They can talk against black folks like they did when they was in politics. We get that. We just can't have them do it when they're in office. Uh-oh, we got another person in. If they don't say hello, then you have 23 lurkers. It's all good. I'm about to end this motherfucker. Shout out to Starbucks for getting my coffee right. Not that they get it wrong ever. I mean, every now and then, you know, get a little strike of dairy. I know when I get a little dairy in my system. It wasn't malicious. Christina had worked at Don's Bakery. She worked at Mickey D's. She worked at a lot of places. She worked at Taco Bell. Damn, she worked at them all. She been cussed out a lot. She been cussed out a lot. So yeah, y'all go ahead and get your morning thing in. I appreciate you being here. Hopefully you have had your coffee. Hopefully you have had your breakfast, and I have not held that up. Go in here and do a little something. And gotta be in Detroit by 3. Yeah. So yeah, I gotta do a little something in Washington, and I gotta be in Wayne by 3. Just gotta keep it moving. And then hopefully I can tap out. I think I can tap out tonight early. Think so. I'll take everything home in case I need to do a web call or something. Other than that, cargo420.com. Cargo420.com. Cargo420.com.